Yo, what's going on? This is BMT coming at you again. I'm not going to be here that long. Actually, only going to be here for a few minutes. But I wanted to do a talk with you guys on a few things. Namely, uh, the word pedo or predator. Predator, pedo, um, consensual, sodomy. I'm noticing a lot of words that are being used. What's going on? Hey, how y'all doing? And I was gonna actually do a talk today about what's going on in Harlem, in Brooklyn, about the woman who had her eye almost bit out, and about what's going on with the case. I'm gonna get to that. There's so much stuff I've been having run through my days. Hey, what's going on, babe? There's so much stuff that's been running through my desk. I promise y'all, when I get back, I'm dropping some bombs. I'm going over a lot of stuff. We're gonna address a lot of things tonight. Um, but for the most part, I want y'all to start paying attention to the plays that are going on right now. And I want y'all to understand the verbiage and the hypocrisy of what's being used. You know what I'm saying? This is me just being honest right now. We gotta take it. We see and we're watching how this is working. We're watching how this is working right now. The easy way to slander a character. Now all of a sudden we're hearing about people are predators. But I was watching a bunch of men talking about getting with young women of consensual age. Well, in that state, she's consensual. So, whoa. Okay, that's the first. Okay. Then I started hearing about hitting the wall. They're only good when they're young. Like, well, damn. You got to start paying attention to the words that people are using, the verbiage, the dictions, the stuff that they try to use to paint a picture. All of a sudden, I'm hearing people talking about and calling people predator, rapists, sodomizers, and stuff. First of all, sodomy is that's I don't think people understand how sodomy works, and that deals with anal, and that's not between two men. That's literally it's women and men can do that. Women and women can do sodomy. Anybody can hell anything can be sodomized. I mean, I don't think I understand, but I understand on YouTube people are stupid. So it's easy. No, you're so right about that, Miller. People are praying dirty propaganda tactics whenever they start reaching in that manner. You know what? It is so sad because this is the digital age that we're in, where people are using certain words to woo or get the crowd hyped. People are going to countries, and I mean that's your right. But I always ask, so what are y'all going to those countries for? I mean that's your right and that's your preference. Do what you do. But then I always wonder what is the verbiage? What are you walking on? What are you talking about? We had a man that was a big YouTuber named Rico's World. This dude was loved and beloved by so many brothers because he was traveling the world and seeing exotic women, getting to hug up on them and kiss up on them. Until we found out that the FBI was after him, he had a young boy in the trunk of his car. Now, for whatever reason, that was swept under the rug in this space. That was swept under the rug in this space. They said, why does it matter? Wait, that has nothing to do with us. Okay. All right, cool. Won't say nothing about that. Okay, so even though we find a body of a kid in a trunk and all kind of stuff, that don't matter. Next thing you know, we start hearing about hitting the wall. And the next story pops up with Marcus Houston getting married to a young woman. And they said, how can y'all be mad? This older man is winning. This older man is winning. Is it wrong that he chose a woman that hasn't hit the wall as he getting his freak on? And I was like, yo, you guys, y'all not doing your proper due diligence. Why are y'all not looking at these things? Why are y'all ignoring the detail? Man, what is the detail? Hold up, hold up. Are we going to ignore the fact that this girl ran away from home? Are we going to also ignore the fact that this girl literally was being groomed by a man since she was 15 years old? Are we supposed to ignore it? BMT, shut up. So we're going to ignore because I've been hearing about grooming. I've been hearing about consensual, consensual solicitation. Excuse me. Those are some pretty big words, man. You got to be careful when you start hearing people start saying consensual adult. Watch out when they start talking about their talking points of sexual activity, how they go about. See, in these types of spaces and rooms that you are in, see, we are now in the era of the darkness. Of now, y'all are now welcome to my world where I work at. See, what's going on now? What's going on now is we now have it where different law enforcement agencies are now looking in on this space. Yes, sir. I was informed of that as of 2 hours ago. Different law enforcement agencies are now looking in on this space. It has now been appointed that different people have been soliciting in inexplicable activities of sexual activities with consensual or non-consensual people. We cannot overlook that these things have been happening time and time and time and time again, from domestic abuse, mental health, from trauma bonding, sexual assault, scams. A lot of things are happening. But see, we understand that if you want to get away with crimes, go to the black community or go to black YouTube. There's plenty of that there because see, we are consensually allowing certain things to take place. We're consensually allowing this to happen. I watched as a man said that another man is going to Africa to sodomize children. I said, that's crazy. How did you get that information? So I went to, and don't worry, I'm going. Don't worry. I listen. I've did some research. I done went to go find out. You know, you can't talk about something if you don't actually go do the research. So it was a Facebook group called Africa Says No. Look it up. Africa Says No is a Facebook group. In there, they go over a lot of stuff that is going on in Africa. Now, I looked at it. I looked at the video that he was talking about with the brother and the women that were in the video. These are grown women. I was like, wait, where's the child? Well, hold on. You said there was a child. You reported there was a child being sodomized by another man. That's what this man said. You cannot report and say that one man is doing an action and we go look it up, but we don't see it. See, I understand. See, this is how people work. This is called fake news. Is when you put out information, but you have no verifiable fact. But quickly, we like to use the word. But see, no offense, but it's so easy to get people these days, especially here around black people. Um, when we say rape, but hold up, y'all just talking about young brides getting with older men. Now y'all talking about rape. I'm trying to figure out, like, wait, where's the evidence for all this shit? Like, hold up, man. Like, I'm confused. Like, what kind of group is this type of stuff coming from? Like, if y'all ever want to, y'all can always hit me up. BMT Black Male Talk, Black Brother at 123gmail.com. I will gladly sit down with y'all. I would sit down with y'all, me, a few of my buddies, some of my friends from law enforcement, some of my dudes who help go find young people who are put into human trafficking, and see, we would like to know where you get your information from. Because if I find out that somebody's throwing out false information, and it's definitely in my area, I'm coming for that ass. I'm definitely coming for, because then I'm finding out you're wasting people who are out here actually trying to find and save people money and time on false allegations that are false. And see, what that shows me, because we already know a few of y'all come on here to talk about sexual exploitation, we probably need to actually have a talk with y'all. See, y'all, they've already tried to run that with me, saying that BMT's a predator, and I was fine with that. That was cool. That was actually pretty dope. I thought that was actually a pretty good video. Come to find out the dude who was doing it was actually a statutory rapist. The man who told me that I was doing it, come to find he had statutory charges on his record. But again, we always never like to look. See, this is the problem we have going on. We don't actually like to look at the people in the community that are doing harm and actually selling false narrative. Yep. I remember that when a woman was getting abused, a question that was brought up was, well, what did she do? I said, hold up, wait, dude, the woman's getting beaten. And the question you asked, like, are we in some like Sharia law regime? Like, you're asking, what did she do? I had to take a drink. I was like, what? Where in Bible law? Where in Bible law does this work? You mean that now people who brag about fucking young women, who also brag about being sugar babies, who brag about taking advantage of elderly people, who brag about sexual exploitation, game, and all kind of shit. Now all of a sudden, it's like they pull out that PEDO Trump card. They pull out that PEDO Trump card. And I remember there was a young man, there was a man on here. Somebody threw out that his son was a rapist. And I said, well, damn. It seems like y'all like, people like to use that pedo word. People like using the pedo word like a weapon. No proof, no accusation. Like, and I always wonder, like, yo, where's these pedo words coming from? Anytime, and listen, if I gotta use that word, listen, bro, I'm gonna actually have some videos for this. I'm gonna actually show y'all. Like, y'all can put up my doggone work. I actually like this. I like to show my work and my research. And then we got it where we're in a den where people are using the pedophile word, using the consensual word. We're seeing a lot of stuff starting to show out. What's going on, Mo? See, I'm starting to understand now that we're in an age where you don't even need proof anymore. You just got to say the word and everybody just believes it. You don't need proof. Why prove something? Why prove something when you can just say that, hey, this person does that, it's real. You don't have to show proof. You don't have to have you don't have to actually show where you got your information from. I looked up the thing about them saying O'Shea was sodomizing children. I looked it up. It was false news. You mean to tell me y'all wasted goddamn 3 hours of my fucking time? You had us on a wild goose hunt. Hey, Patriot. You mean to tell me that people are going around when we have real children out there being sexually exploited and raped, but we're hearing about people using the pedophile word as a weapon to get away with bullshit, to get views. That just shows me how sick and disgusting some of y'all are. We have a real human trafficking thing going on in this country where actual predator and predatorial men and women get to slide by every goddamn day. But now we're hearing it where people are going around just using the word at any type of way and leisure. I feel like if literally, and like I said, I looked it up. Go ahead. It's literally I looked up the Facebook group. Africa says no. Mind you, as bad as Africa got it with doggone child trafficking, why would you say that and you had no proof? As bad as America got it with human trafficking, why would you throw that out there without no undeniable truth? I've watched as there are videos or there's doggone catalogs of people talking about how they should discipline and beat and correct other human beings, women and children. What's going on, V-Dub? All that just for some likes and some views, man. And I told y'all, man, this place is evil. This place is evil as fuck. There's no type of decorum of respect. When you gotta sink that low to doggone use certain false information, I look at you less than a dog. I do. When you're willing to skeet that low, so that way you can feel good about yourself, you have no respect for yourself. You don't. Now all of a sudden, we're hearing people care about. Now all of a sudden, we're hearing about people saying that other people are going to other countries to sodomize children. And I say, yo, dude, you don't know the extent of how serious that is, man. So then now when I'm getting a call from my people and I have to go look into something, I'm like, yo, pray that I don't find some shit on you. If I find out shit on you, you best believe, buddy, we're coming. If I find out that whoever is throwing around these dirty rumors of human trafficking, I get to play. Everybody knows how I get to play. That's why I like to sit out of these stupid talks. This is why I don't even get up on panels anymore. Because I realized once I got to a certain position in my life, or a certain predicament, or a certain chair, I was like, it's time for BNT to dial back. I support brothers, I support sisters, I support my people. Shout out to Mo, shout out to Kay. What's going on, Wacky? But when you're throwing out those talking points, you better have some good fucking proof. Because if you waste my fucking time, and you waste our tax dollars, and I find out that you're full of shit, you know who you are. I find out that you're full of shit. We can have the talk. I'm just letting a lot of y'all know that. We done seen a lot of men and women caught up in sexual exploitation in this space. Now all of a sudden, there's the rumors going around that this guy, Saint and Sinner, is saying that another man, the O'Shea, is sodomizing children. I looked into that information. I said, let me have that case. Let me find out what's going on. Let me go do my due diligence and research on that case. There were no fucking kids. Where were the children at? There was nothing on international news. There was no Interpol. There was nothing out there. So you, sir, wasted my fucking money looking into something that wasn't even real. Hell, they had to take the motherfucking shit down of whoever put up that fake story because it was a false flag. But I understand now. I understand now that we like to do a sleight of hand here. I done seen people. We're not going to talk about the man in the manosphere that's 41 years old and is married to a 16-year-old teenage girl. Oh, we don't want to talk about that guy. I trust and believe we won't out him out. That's his. That's his. That's for him. But we do have some men who are married or who have impregnated women at barely a legal age in this fucking space. And you know the thing about it, I usually just sit there in my chair and I sit there and I talk with the co-hosts and a few of them, and we sit in the back chat and we always said, you know what? Why are we surprised? No, you're right about that, Wacky. You're right about that. And we looked it up on the African Facebook group, and we talked with a few of them in the back chats about it, and they were like, "Yo, that they literally called out to they called out to some people in Uganda." So here we got it where we got our people in the U.S. are reaching out to people in Uganda to find out what's this shit about child trafficking going on. Come to find out, it was a fraudulent lie. But you know what's funny? We did find out there are people in these chat rooms that are not black, that are going to Africa, that are buying up women and children. Shout out to BMT because we exposed that. That are going out there buying women and children for $2.50 to $5 to have sex with them. And you know what chat rooms that they go to? Your chat rooms. They go to y'all chat rooms and talk about the women that they get to fuck. They go to y'all chat room. They don't come to my chat room. They go to y'all chat room. Now, every so often we get lucky. My group, we catch these motherfuckers. We bust them. We jail them. We make sure that we run these motherfuckers off. But then for every 2 or 10 people we get rid of, 10 more show up. They're like fucking cockroaches in this space. It's like cockroaches. And so I'm telling y'all got some people that are amongst y'all that are doing some doggone crazy shit. Oh, don't worry. Like I said, after I get back from the gym, I'm going to sit down at the fire with everybody. We're going to sit down and have a talk. Yes. BMT will have a talk. See, I didn't say anything today. I wanted to sit down and actually look at this and say, let me see what's going on. I said we gotta look at it because see nowadays whenever somebody drops content, you gotta ask yourself the question, where is it coming from and who's the person that's delivering the message? Where is it coming from and who's the person delivering the message? What is the intent of the message? We're not going to pretend like we didn't see a whole group of people bragging off about Boosie taking his son to go get his dick sucked by an older woman. Y'all remember when that story came out? Y'all remember when y'all bragging? Oh, y'all were more worried about um, the Wade's son being gay, but nobody was worried about Boosie taking his son to a prostitute, so that way both him and his son could go fuck a prostitute. Mind you, his son was only what 13 years old. So you have it where a grown man on a we're doing a story about a grown man taking his son to another grown man to go fuck a grown woman. But see, I understand that in this space, a man supporting his gay son supersedes a man having a sexual orgy with him, his son, and his nephew, and a woman. That superseded that. I was like, wait, hold up. You know, the goddamn, you know what's something when the goddamn Filipino dude is looking at me like, wait, they're more worried about the gay dude than the goddamn the child sex orgy. Shout out to you, Barrington. Shout out to you. Much respect. We use this chaos this summer to focus on getting our own security firm to replace the racist cops. Everyone else in our community pretty much used this summer to talk about WAP and actors. Shout out to you. And you know what's crazy? We talked on that a long time ago. And everybody said, it can't be done. What's going on, Kay? I'm telling y'all, man, play for play. This space has been weaponized that if you're not down with the bleeding sheet ritual, the bleeding sheet ritual is a ritual that is done by a lot of affiliated gangs, occultists, and different people where they take a young person or innocent and they take them in a room and they have it where everybody in the room has sex with them. So that way everybody's innocence is lost. But what happens is it's done more so ritualistically on panels where if you don't agree with such fuckery or buffoonery, then you are an enemy. You might be problematic. You can't speak against that because that is unheard of. That's unnatural. Either you agree or you disagree, but there's no in between. And so, because we're starting to understand the buffoonery that is starting to catch up with us, this is why I say, this is why, listen, I knew shit was real when somebody told me that one day, BMT, your daughters may be hoes that I'm going to pimp out. I said, wait, pause. Why are you, as a grown man, checking out my 7-year-old daughter that one day when she gets old enough, you're going to pimp her out. You're going to sleep with her. I said, I would have got mad. I would have got angry. But I realized in this space, there's no level to the madness or the chaos or the disgusting mindset of how men talk about children, talk about elderly, talk about women. There's no level of disgustingness in these spaces. Mind you, that's an older man messaging me about my 7-year-old daughter. So I understood then that there was no hope for this space. There was no hope for this space. So y'all gotta understand the logic of people here. You know, you gotta understand that people here are just beyond fucked up. So don't worry. I'll be doing the talk. I wanted to keep this short. Like I said, like and share the video. I'll see you guys later. Peace. This is BNT. Take care.